My word for the year of 2025 was consistency. And the reason I chose that was because I have a chronic illness that really just wreaks havoc on everyone's lives if they have it. And I really wanted to feel like I had a little bit more control over my life. I wanted to honor my body and figure out what was going on, but I also did not want everything that I was working towards and all those things to be at the mercy of this illness. And so I started looking for ways that I could be more consistent because I just found myself feeling like I was just really inconsistent. And what I really wanted was to feel like I had a little bit more control and feel like I could contribute positively to my life, even when my circumstances were not perfect. And so I started to really take this seriously. And I started with small things. And I did things, it was kind of like a challenge to myself. Like I chose things to be consistent in for like every single day for the whole year. And I also chose to focus on different things at different times in the year. And I learned a lot from this year. And I can confidently say now that I feel like I have more control over my life. And I feel like I'm contributing positively to my life and to others. And I feel like that is all due to this practice in consistency. And so I wanted to talk today about 12 lessons that I learned throughout this year of focusing on consistency. And these are not the only lessons I learned by any means. I learned so much this past year, but these are 12 that I think can be really helpful if you're on your own journey of working on being more consistent or working on not letting your circumstances kind of control your life, and that you do have a say in these different aspects of your life. So without further ado, let's get into the 12 lessons. Okay, the first is maybe one of the biggest lessons that I learned this year was that keeping promises to yourself heals. Oh my gosh, keeping promises to yourself is like, if I had to distill this year down into one thing, it would be keeping promises to yourself can heal you in so many ways. It teaches you how to trust yourself again. It teaches you that you can really do whatever you put yourself, like you put your effort to. It really teaches you so many things. And I highly, highly, highly encourage you, if you are struggling with feeling like everything's out of control and you don't know how to stay consistent in anything in your life, think of keeping promises to yourself, like starting that small. It's so funny to me, the way that our brains work when disruption happens, when people need something, we are the first people to put ourselves in the back burner, to throw out the promises that we've made to ourselves. Okay. Like kind of funnily, I think of the Grinch, you know, that scene where he's invited and he's like, for 30 wands of pity, right? And he's like, dinner with myself, I can't cancel that again, right? It's like that kind of mentality of like, we cancel things on ourselves when there's someone else in need. And there's a time and a place for that, absolutely. But if we're constantly breaking these promises to ourselves, when we say we're going to do something and we don't do it, the way that this shows up so sneakily, I'm going to tell you something that might call you out, okay? And that is oftentimes the very first promise that we are making to ourselves in the day, we break. And that is our alarm clock, okay? When we set it at night, or maybe it's a constant thing, we are promising ourselves we're going to get up at this time. We're going to get up at this time and we are going to start our day. By snoozing that or by turning it off and ignoring it, we are breaking that very first promise to ourselves that day, which is telling ourselves, hey, you broke this promise. The next one, up for grabs. You might break that one too. Oh, are you going to break this one too? It's just causing a lot of disharmony and distrust within yourself. So think about that the next time your alarm goes off. Are you going to break that promise to yourself? So we're getting kind of too much in the weeds of that first lesson, but keeping promises to yourself is so underrated, and it truly, truly heals your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others. It's really helpful. Oh my gosh, so good. Okay, number 2, the second lesson is most battles are fought in the mind. I know there's like a really famous quote that says like a battle is first won or lost in the mind. I think that's the famous quote. But it's so true. Most battles, especially with consistency, are fought in the mind. Before any action is taken, we're negotiating with our minds. We're negotiating, is this really what I want to be doing right now? Is this really what I want to be spending my time on? Or can I get away with not doing that, right? That's a huge one that I learned. Number 3, committing to consistency actually helps with decision fatigue. 100%. There are so many decisions that we need to make a day, like so many. And so when we take 1 or 2 out of the equation, oh my gosh, the deep breath that our brain can make is huge. It's like that with any sort of routine or rhythm that we have in our day. If you think about like the things that you just naturally do or that you have put together in an order, it helps your brain relax because you know what to do next. Yes, it's really important. So committing to that consistency actually helps with decision fatigue, because the things that I had set for myself to do every single day, I knew that I had to do it one way or another. So it lessened my decision fatigue of saying, do I have to do this today or can I put it off another day? It was like, no, I'm going to do it today, so I just have to figure out a way to do it. The decision was already made. Okay, number 4 is consistency can actually get addicting. It can be addicting to keep going. In fact, one of the things that I set out to do every single day of 2025, I completed that goal. Like it was amazing. There were so many days where it was like, I don't know, and blah, blah, blah. And it was like really hard, but I did it. I did something consistently for 365 days. And I was so proud of that. But as 2026 rang in, I found myself continuing to do it. And it's not a bad thing. It was a great goal and it was a great thing that I was doing every day. So I continued on. But it got to the point where I was like, I feel like I can't miss a day now. Like I feel like there is like I would be letting myself down if I did miss a day. And I was telling my sister about this. I was like, help, I feel like I can't stop. And she was like, no, like let yourself stop, take a break, do whatever you need to do. Like don't abandon it, but don't feel like addicted to it. Don't feel tied to it. So I just to mention that consistency can get addicting, and it's not necessarily a bad addiction. It's just something that to be aware of. Okay. Number 5 is confidence increases when output increases. So important. You might feel like maybe your skill level isn't super high for something that you're trying, or maybe you're just like not sure, but the more you do it, the more you do something and you have an output, the more your consistency actually increases. That's really important. All right, number 6, the lessons don't stop as long as you're looking for them. This one was really cool to learn, that there are always things to be looking at, to be learning from. And these lessons don't stop unless you stop looking for them. There's always things to learn. There's always things to find in the world around us. There's always things happening to us and around us that we can learn from and kind of grow from. But we stop growing when we stop looking. We stop growing when we stop looking. Think about that. Okay, number 7. You really can do anything you put your mind to. Truly. If it's something that is rinse and repeatable that you can work on consistently, you can do anything you put your mind to. Like, you are so powerful. Like, you have so much control over your life. Like, do the thing that you set out to do. It really is that simple, but simple and mundane kind of go hand in hand a lot of times. And we as humans are so tired of the mundane, which is not something we should be tired of, because the mundane is how we actually get things done, aka consistency. You do the thing consistently and you get the result. It's the mundane thing over and over and over again. You learn to love it, you will learn to do that, and you will be successful in anything you put your mind to. Okay, number 8. Consistency doesn't exactly get easier with time, but you become stronger than the thing compelling you to stop. Yep, this one was so good. The thing that I was doing for 365 days in December was often the hardest days to do it. While I was 11 months in, I found December to be the hardest. I was thinking, January, February might be the hardest. No, December was the hardest. And it's so interesting because you've done so much work up into a certain point, and yet there still will always be things compelling you to stop, compelling you to do the thing not that you're trying to do. And so it's important to realize that consistency doesn't necessarily become easier the more you do it, but that you become stronger stronger than the thing compelling you to stop. And that's really important. Okay, number 9, consistency is a skill that needs exercising. We're not just going to wake up and be good at it. It's like a muscle, right? When we first start exercising it, we are going to get tired quickly and we are going to be sore the next day, okay? And like a muscle, it needs to be tended to, it needs to be exercised. So even though you're sore the next day, you get up and you do it again, you do the reps again. And then you over time start to get a little bit less sore, and then you gain strength. And then it's the next level where you have to try something harder. You have to work harder at that skill, and then you're sore again a little bit. But you know that you have to keep going. And when you do, that muscle builds up, and consistency as a skill can be learned. It's really important. Consistency as a skill that needs exercising. All right, number 10. We're already at number 10. Can you believe it? Okay, number 10 is the responsibility for your life will always be on your shoulders, and you're the only one who can help navigate your life. Okay. This is one of the big reasons why I focus so much on consistency, and it's really a lesson that I knew kind of going in, but it really became solidified throughout this process that no one's going to come save you. No one's going to hand you the life that you want. It is only through you. You are responsible for either the forward progress or the backward progress that you are making every single day. It's really important to know that, because if we're outsourcing our responsibility to others, whether they know it or not, right, it's never going to get you to where you want to go. And consistency is the thing, and skills and action and all of these things are the thing that will help you to fulfill your responsibility, to actually, once you make that decision for yourself of what type of life you are going to live and things like that, to actually then go do it. It's another thing entirely, but it's important to know that that responsibility will always be squarely on your shoulders. Will always be squarely on your shoulders. And the quicker you realize that, the more full and free your life can be. Okay, that was number 10. Number 11 is some days the most you can give is 10%. And that is enough. Okay? Some days, all you can give is 10%, and that is enough. Remember, keeping promises to yourself has exponential growth power for trust in yourself. Even if your circumstances or disruption comes in a way that only allows you a fraction of your full potential that day, still giving that as much as you can to the goal that you're working on, to consistency, is going to fill up your trust bank, and it's going to continue teaching yourself all these positive things. It is enough. If you only have 10% to give, it is enough. Really important. Okay, number 12. And again, like I said, these are not the only 12 lessons that I learned, but these are definitely all worth bearing repeating. Okay, number 12 is do the hard thing to grow. It's always worth it. Do the hard thing to grow. It's always worth it. It doesn't feel worth it in the moment, I can tell you that, but it is always worth it. I feel like a completely different person this year through going through this transformation and focusing on consistency. And it's all really due to doing the hard work. It feels hard and it is hard, but doing it is so worth it. So worth it. And I just want to invite you, in case you are listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm inspired to do something like this. I invite you to think of your own ways that you can grow in consistency. Create your own list of things to do. Do it for a month. In fact, there's research around how long it takes to form a habit. It takes 21 days to form a habit. It only takes 7 days to break it. Did you know that? It takes longer to form it than it is to break it. We are creatures of habit. So as we are forming something, it's going to take a lot of effort for those first 21 days, but then it's going to take a little bit less to keep that consistency going. But when you break that, it's much easier to live your life without it, if that makes sense. So I encourage you to focus on what are some ways you can grow in consistency. Write those down, make a 21-day plan for yourself, and see how your life changes. Or if you want to be as dramatic as I was and do the full 365 days for a year, I highly encourage that. You are more than welcome to do that. And just as a note, this video is sponsored by the Bridesmaid to Bride Challenge. And if you are looking for ways to grow in this leading lady energy, this main character identity for yourself, and you're a young Catholic woman who is hoping to be married one day, this is the room that you want to be in. So I encourage you to check it out. The link is in my description and in the show notes. And you can check it out, see if it's right for you, and join. And I can't wait to see you in there. Here is to consistency in your life and my life. I'm cheering for you.